welcome everyone. As you know, this is our meeting, our Tuesday meeting. We'll be having 3 more meetings. One more will be in another 2 weeks' time, and that will be Bob Gustitius talking on his Avast security talk, his annual security talk, and then we will have two more meetings in March, and that's that's it for our season. So we will all these are recorded, so you will be getting a copy of this recording, so you don't have to write stuff down. We will be recording all the information, and you'll get a copy of that later on today in your email. Dewey, you had a note from President Carroll. President Carroll's not well today, so Dewey's going to do an introduction as Vice President from President Carroll. Is that okay?
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm pleased to greet all the different people I see here this morning, and great to see you all. Anyway, President Carroll is having some medical problems, and she's having an MRI and an MRA today, and to see if they can get to the bottom of her problems. And we certainly wish her well and should keep her in our prayers. And one other thing I wanted to mention is that you know, we're trying, especially on the executive board, we're trying very hard to keep our SilvercomCTC club, you know, alive. Now, every one of you that is at Silveridge, or if you're not at Silveridge and you're in contact with other Silveridge people that are computer type people or technology type people, we want you to kind of, you know, be enthusiastic about it. Well, we got to keep this club going because next year it's going to be different. We're going to get back to meetings and all that. In fact, I'm going to help President Carroll send out a communication to all the residents at Silveridge, telling them or reminding them again that we have a great computer club. We're just sort of in what we would call a hiatus situation. We're not operating this year because of the pandemic, but we hope to be back at it. And so I wish everyone the best. Hope everyone can get their COVID-19 shots. Joanne and I are scheduled for a week from tomorrow for our 2nd shot. So we're very excited about that. Thank you very much. And go ahead, Shari.
Yes, let me introduce Shari. Shari is from the Mesa Public Library. Her talk today is going to be on library services. As everyone remembers, we've had library talks in the past. In fact, Kim Belair, you all remember Kim did it for the past 10 years, I guess, she came every year. She said we were her favorite club, so I don't know if that was true, but we always had a little gift and a prize for her. So Shari, I promise when I get back down there next year, I will also make sure that you keep you happy, okay? Because we want you to come back. We want you to come back next year. Can you tell us, is this something you do? This is part of your job now, keeping the PR going with the different clubs. Is that part of your role?
Well, I am considered, my title right now is the ThinkSpot librarian, which is the makerspace at the Red Mountain Library. So it's really all the librarians' jobs to provide some kind of outreach. And in this case, because it's hard for us to get out and go places, which is what we usually do. You know, we'll go to outdoor events or someplace where we can show people or, you know, do demos in real life. This was the computer clubs. There's a lot of them, I know, in this neighborhood close to Red Mountain, just because there's so many senior developments. So it just, I needed to do some, and I'd like to show off the equipment and stuff. And I guess I sent an email to one place, and I think they forwarded it.
That's right. We have a group of people, and we fan out the information. So that's great. Well, listen, I thank you so much for coming. I'll turn it over to you for your presentation. As I said to you, I would imagine most people have library cards, but they're probably, most people are not actually there this year, but they can still use the library services online. So that's a great feature. I thought, so I'm going to turn it over to you, and I'll let you take the floor and talk about your presentation.
All right. Thank you. So good morning, everyone.
Just one thing. I'm going to mute everybody. So if you want to unmute, let me see, Shari, are you, let's see if we mute you. Are you unmuted still? I made you co-host, so you should still be unmuted. Just unmute yourself.
Okay.
There you go. So that
All
should
right.
be good. All right. And if we need to talk, if any questions, then people can just unmute themselves. Okay.
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 Sounds
Thanks
good.
a lot.
Thank you. So I guess maybe by a show of hands or something, does everybody have a library card with the Mesa Public Library? Well, quite a few. Okay. So there we go. I see a lot. Okay. So then I won't go too far into how to get a card, but if you, as long as you have an address in Maricopa County, you can actually get a card. And we do have on our website, which I'm going to pull up in a minute, we have option for you to get a card online right now, since the library is actually open for very limited service. We know we've been closed since last March, and just like 2 weeks ago, well, before that, we were doing what we call our park and pickup, which is curbside service. And you can put stuff on hold, books on hold, and drive up and pick them up. We still have the curbside service, but it's only 1 hour in the morning. So it's Monday through Saturday from 8 to 9. You can come in and drive up and call us, and we'll bring the book out to your car or whatever. But we are now open. The buildings are open from 10 to 5. And it's very limited. There's a maximum of 20 people in the building at one time. And of course, everybody has to wear a mask, and you have to, be distanced, and staff is behind a desk with barrier, with the, plastic barrier. So we really can't come out and help because we're not supposed to have any contact. But we are working. Hopefully someday in the near future, we'll be able to open even more and have, more services, more contact and whatever. But this room that I'm in right now is ThinkSpot. If you've never been into the Red Mountain Library, or ThinkSpot is the library's makerspace. There's a lot of equipment. I can move it around a little bit. We do have 3D printers that people can actually use. So if you know how, or if you find a design that you want to print out online, you can come in and print it. Not now, of course, but this is in the future. So we have 3D printers. We have a X-carve wood carving machine, which to me is a lot more complicated, and but it's available. We have sewing machines. We have a die cutting machine, a Cameo, if you're a scrapbooker, or if you like, it cuts paper into shapes. It cuts fabric into shapes if you're a quilter or something. So there's a lot of different pieces of equipment in here. Of course, yeah, unfortunately at this point, it's all in a room locked up. But I'm trying to clean it up and shake out all the dust, and hopefully sometime by the end of the year, it'll be open for business again. Yes, you have a question?
Yeah. Do they still have the virtual reality set up there?
They don't have it at Red Mountain. I'm not sure. Was it at the main library that you were there?
Yeah. They used to teach a class on it there at Red Mountain.
Not anymore.
Thank you.
No, but if you don't know, the ASU is actually building a building. They're building a building in downtown Mesa, and they're going to have a whole program, a whole room. It's right in the middle of town in the complex, in the city plaza complex there. It's going to be a big, huge building. And they're going to be having like a gaming / virtual reality program that'll be part of ASU. That's going to be in downtown Mesa, probably in the next couple of years. I know they're building the building right now. I'm not sure how long it's going to be before it all takes place, but that's something down the road. And maybe when they're in there, we'll be able to collaborate with them and do more stuff on that subject.
Thank you.
That's their forte. They have a whole program on that subject. So let me see, what do you guys want to see? What a 3D printer, a quick demonstration of a 3D printer. I have one back here and I can switch. I'm going to switch my camera so I can show you. So let's see if I can make this work because I've never done this before. So can you all see that? The 3D
Yep.
printer?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yep. That's fine.
Okay. So this is really a quick demonstration. I have it turned on. I'm trying to do this without, let's see if I can get this to work without me having to. So I turned it on. I actually, there's a little USB down at the bottom here, which I picked out a design that was online. I did not create one myself, but there's lots of designs online. And this one, I picked it because it only takes 10 minutes to print. Sometimes, you know, designs can take hours. Sometimes they can take days. You know, it just depends on the design and what you're making. But this is basically a little bookmark that I'm going to make, and you can see in the back, you can see the plastic filament in the back there. I'm trying to, and it gets fed through the back and up this tube and into the actual printer. So I'm just gonna, and then you can always, there's a second one, a different color there, but you can change colors. We're just gonna do the one color. And I'm actually just going to start it and then let you kind of watch. Because you'll see as it starts to go, I'm just going to put this down for 1 second. A glue stick, believe it or not, is very important. The glue stick, you put the glue stick on the bottom piece here, and that's just so that when it heats up and the plastic starts, it keeps the plastic from coming off the plate while it's making something. So I'm just going to do that. And it says it's heating the plate. So while it's doing that, I'm just going to show you some other things, and then we'll come back to it in a minute when it actually gets started. But let's see if I can, I'm trying to, I've never done this before with a portable camera, so I'm trying to make sure the camera, you can all see me, but I'm actually going to share the screen here, and I'm going to show you. Let's see if I can do this. Okay. So can you all see this is the library's website? The web address is just mesalibrary.org. And at the end of the presentation, I will just pop up on the screen. I have a little paper with my name and email and the actual web address of the library. So this is where we're at the library. And I just want to show people really quick at the very end, it says, how do I? And then right here, first thing is get a library card. If you have one and you're not sure if it's working, you can renew your card. You can renew your card online. You can apply for the new one and it'll just come up with a form that you just fill out, and it'll ask you to upload some documentation. Usually it's a picture ID and a current, something with your current address. So if you're not in Arizona, make sure whatever they'll still ask you for your Arizona address. So make sure you upload something with your Arizona address if you need to. And once you submit it, they'll actually send you the card number through email. And then they'll send an actual physical card, but it'll come in the mail. So, but if most people have one already, most of the cards that, because we've been closed, we've been extending the dates of the expiration. So instead of having it expired, at once a year, it's actually, we've kept extending it. So if you have one and you've been using it, it probably doesn't expire. I think we just extended everybody's till like August, just to kind of give everybody, because we were never really sure exactly when we were going to reopen or when people could actually come in and update their cards. So if you have one and you've been using it, it's going to be good. And I'm going to go right now to, and I see here where it says pay fines and fees online. So just so you know, we no longer have any fines. We no longer charge late fees for books.
Yay, yay.
Yay. So if you're using online stuff, there were never any fees anyway, but right now we just decided to, the only thing we make people pay for is if they don't return the item. But if you return it a couple of days late, we don't charge any fees. So just so you know that. And I'm gonna go right here where it says find. So if you want to look for a book, if you're here and you want to actually check out a physical book, then books, movies, and audiobooks right there is going to take you right to the library catalog. You can search for whatever you want on here. There's a whole bunch of different kinds of searches. You can actually check on your account by logging in with your library card number. And if you're looking for a book and then you want to come pick it up, you can put it on hold and then wait till you get a hold notice and then come in and pick it up. Or, if you want to take your chances, you can come into the library during our limited hours and see if it's available on the shelf. So, really, we're going to go back though. That's to the website, because for what most of you might probably be using is the online stuff, which will be the downloadables and apps. That's this guy. And I am going to stop sharing for just a moment because I can see that the 3D printer has just got started. And so I just want to give you a quick, can you see how it's going there? So it's now melted the plastic and it's got it all set up, and you can see that it's designing the on the faceplate. I don't know if it'll be easier to see from the top here. Can you all see what it's doing?
Pretty cool.
That's better there, huh?
Yeah. How much is a roll of plastic, Shari? Do you know?
That's a very good question. I don't know because I haven't bought any yet. These were all here when I got here. I'm thinking for a roll like this size, probably, let's see, this was the size, maybe $50 to $100. If there's a lot on here, and you can do a lot with this.
If I can interrupt, it depends upon the color and the size, but they start from, excuse me, $25 up to about $75, depending upon the color.
Okay. And there's also different types of plastic. So it depends on the type you buy too, and well, it's whatever your machine will take. But so I was saying before that I have a little machine at home. So it has really teeny tiny little rolls. So the rolls, I think I paid $30 for one roll, but it was really small. And Kickstarter was what I was trying to think of before. That's where I actually bought it. So Kickstarter is like a crowdsourcing place, and you know, you buy things before they're actually, you donate money to make something happen, so to speak, if you've ever used that. Has anybody ever heard of Kickstarter?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So that's what, but so here it goes, and you can see now it's starting to get thicker. And it's just kind of cool to watch how it basically draws on top of itself until it's done, but that's how it makes it thick. And it tells you here, so there's 5 minutes left. So I won't stand here for 5 minutes, but we'll go back to the the website, and then when it's done, I will you'll hear something and I will pull it off for you. So now I'm going to go back to the other camera because it's just easier for the other camera. So we're going to share the screen again, and so we were back at the Mesa Public Library, and this is the downloadables and apps page. And all of these things are things that you can do from home. You can use your tablet, your iPad, your phone, your computer, your laptop. There's a whole bunch of different devices that you can use them on, your Kindle. And everyone does something a little bit different. Probably the one that's been around the longest, maybe, and the most popular because it's been around the longest, is the Greater Phoenix Digital Library, which is Overdrive. Overdrive has been around a very long, or longer than most of the other ones, and they have a lot of services included. If you've ever heard of Rakuten, that's the company that actually owns Overdrive, and they own so many different things. So they really put a lot of time and money into Overdrive. So there's a lot of stuff on here. You can look up if you need help. Right here, there's first thing is a help screen, and on the help screen, devices. So if you're not sure if your device will work with whatever formats you want to download, You can check here and it'll tell you how to use your Kindle, how to use your Chromebook if you want. If you want to listen to audiobooks, you have an MP3 player, that will work too. It'll tell you what it's compatible with and what it's not. So if there's some like MP3 players, if there's a brand that they know does not work with it, then they'll tell you that too. So that's just so that's to get started. They have an app and it's called Libby. And you download Libby to your phone or your tablet, and then through Libby, you can download Overdrive stuff. And you can, you just have to log in with your library card and PIN number. I'll show you the collections because there's a lot of different things here. There's stuff for kids, teens, there's Spanish books. They have the screening room, which is movies. So they have, you're not going to get, the most current, but there's a lot of stuff on there. They have movies and TV and some different things. And so just go ahead and search and see what's available. They also have magazines. They have a lot of magazines now. So the magazines used to be a service called Zinio, which was part of another company called RB Digital, if you're familiar. And Overdrive just bought out RB Digital. So if you look on our downloadables and apps page, RB Digital is still on here, but the magazines are no longer a separate thing on the RB Digital app because now they've been integrated into Overdrive. So Overdrive has tons of magazines, and you'll see at the top here, it'll say available. That means it's available to check out. You can check it out for different time. When you click on these, when you have your account, you can tell it to check something out for, see here where it says borrow, you can borrow for 14. If you want to borrow for less, you can borrow for 7. That goes for books and audiobooks too. So there's all kinds of, you can, let me get back to a book because, so books, you'll see the magazines, they're always available, but the books, you see this one, it says wait list, and that just means that somebody already has it on reserve. So when we purchase a subscription to Overdrive for you guys, we purchase a certain number of licenses. So it's not unlimited, which is why if you check it out, we maybe only have 1 copy, then the next person will have to be on the wait list and wait till you return that copy. So if you see things that say wait list, that just means that they're on hold or they're checked out already. If you want to, you can go in and see. This tells you, see, there's only 1 copy, and this tells you that this particular book, there's a 2-week wait. That just means you're probably the first person on the waiting list. You'll see some other ones if there are popular titles. If there are something that I'm trying to see if I see something that's popular. Well, we're in the teen area, so maybe not, but the main collection. So this one, let's see, this one says there's a wait list. So see, there it says there's a wait list at least 6 months. That means that there's a lot of people on the wait list, and we only have 1 copy. So they calculate that. So there are 13 people waiting. if it's like a bestseller type book, sometimes there can be hundreds of people waiting. So it just depends on the book and the title. So you just when you click on place a hold, it'll ask you to put in your email address, and then you'll get an email when the book comes in for you. And once it comes in for you, you have, like, I believe it's 48 hours to go in and to check out the book for yourself. Otherwise it goes on to the next person. So
This is online.
yes.
Yeah, this is great. A great asset to you guys. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So there are Kindle books. Now the Kindle books work a little bit differently than all the other books. It's really EPUB or Kindle. The Kindle books, you have to have either a Amazon device or an Amazon Kindle, like a Paperwhite. A Paperwhite is one of I have a Paperwhite, and it only takes Kindle books. So there's no other options. If you have like a Kindle Fire, you can do Kindle books, or you can do EPUB. There's no difference. But if you do Kindle book, then you have to have a Kindle app on your phone or your tablet or your device, whatever it is. Now, you don't need to do Kindle books. Frankly, there's more EPUB books than there are Kindle. So unless you have like a Paperwhite and you can only do Kindle books, I would stick with the EPUB books. But when you do a Kindle book, it'll automatically, oh, I don't want to do that, but okay. So I just put a hold on that one. But I can show you real quick. When you go for a Kindle book, let's see what happens here. So this one, I'm just going to borrow it for myself. I assume I'm logged in. And when I borrow it here, it's going to tell me, do I want to read now with Kindle? So when I want to read now with Kindle and I click on that, then it's going to take me to Amazon. It's going to take me to my Amazon account, and see, I'm logged in already as me. So it's okay. But if you're not logged in to your Amazon account, it'll tell you to log in. And you'll see on the side here, it says get library book. And when you click on that, and it's telling me that it's going to deliver it to my third Kindle, which is my Paperwhite. It's the only, and you just will click on get library book. And then once you turn on your Kindle, it'll download it wirelessly through the Whisper network, whatever. I think that's what it's called now, the Whisper net. And then, yeah, and then you're good to go. But you have to go through Amazon in order to check out a Kindle book. So you'll start in Overdrive, you'll send it to, when you go to check out the book, it'll send you to Amazon. So you just need to make sure you have your account and for your Kindle account information, because then you have to log into Amazon to actually get the book to show up in your Kindle book.
Shari, to return the book, does it automatically, if you have a Kindle book, does it automatically return it in 14 days, or do you actually have to go in and physically return it?
No, it automatically returns it in 14 days. The file itself, the file from the book, will stay on your Kindle until you delete it. But if you try to open it, it'll say this book has expired.
Okay.
But it won't work after 14 days. So you don't have to return anything. That goes for all books, EPUB and whatever. If you download a book, it's good for 14 days. You can return it early if you want to, but because let's see, where am I? let's see if I can go back to Overdrive from here. Okay. So if you, so now if I go to my loans, it will say at the bottom, return if you want to. So see, it's telling me, let me see, I have four titles checked out, and it's telling me, you can have up to 10 books on loan at one time. The magazines don't count because they're always available. So that's why it says I have 3 books checked out, and it says that I can borrow 7 more titles. So if you're a really fast reader and you want, 10 books and then you've read them all, but they're still checked out to you, you can't, and you want to check out more, then you can return this early. And you just go into your account and you click on return. And again, the file will return, it'll show return, but the file will still stay on your computer or on your tablet. It'll just, if you try to open it after you returned it, it'll say that the file has expired and can't be used anymore.
Shari,
So,
one of our
yes.
participants, Chris Rosinski, has a question.
Okay.
Go ahead, Chris.
I interrupt the presentation, so I put my hand up. I have a number of questions, so you want me to wait till the end? I can do that.
Are they about Overdrive?
Well, sort of. There's things you've already been talking about. Magazine, in the past, if you downloaded them, you used to be able to keep them, but you said something about borrowing magazines. Has that changed?
So now you can keep them. Well, actually, I don't believe you can't. You can only keep them for 14 days.
When we used to download them, once you download them, they were yours. That's changed now?
Yeah, because it's a new, because the service itself was, now it's part of Overdrive. Before it was a different service. It was that RB Digital, it was Ineo. And now, since Overdrive bought them out, they added all the magazines into their service. So I think that they're always available. So you could go back and download them again if you wanted to.
Well, once you download them, they're on your machine. That's what it allowed that before. If you're saying now they don't download in the machine, you only read them online?
No, you can still download them to the machine, but just like you download a book, it's only good for 14 days. And then the file will say.
Okay, I got it. The next question isn't sort of related to these things you're talking about. Many libraries offer connection to streaming services, for instance, like Hulu. I think the library used to have a few of those. Do you have Hulu now, or what streaming services do you offer through the library, if any?
Overdrive does have some things that you can stream. Let me wait a minute.
I'm talking about movies and things like that.
Yeah.
So do you have Hulu?
We do not have Hulu, nor do we have.
Okay,
we used to have. I think what you're thinking of, what we used to have, is Hoopla, which was a streaming service, but we don't have that anymore. Unfortunately, it was very expensive, and we couldn't afford it. So, but if we go back here, so Overdrive has the screening room, which is movies. But let's see. So this one.
Is there a search engine with that?
So the movies, Well, it's the same search engine that you use for the books. But just so the movies you can check out for 3, 5, or 7 days. But the search engine, so when you're in the we're at the main page under collections. If you go under collections, the screening room is the collection for the movies, and then you can search the same as you would search for a book.
Okay,
I
want to. Thank you. I got a lot of questions. Move on. There's the answer to your question, Ron, for the show you can't find, maybe.
Depends on what it is. There's a lot of stuff on here, but there's also stuff like Hulu and Netflix or stuff like that. You're probably not going to find on here, but you never know.
Okay. Next question. Can you still borrow from the Mesa Library with interlibrary loan from other libraries that aren't in the Mesa system, like anywhere in the country? Is that still available?
At this time, it's not available because of the closures and the pandemic and stuff. It will be somewhere down the road, but right now most libraries are just not shipping stuff out because they don't want to contaminate or stuff. But
are newspapers still available on a daily basis, and which ones are available? You used to have newspapers, so everybody could.
So that is a very good question, and they're not. Well, since we've been closed, nothing was available. But I don't know. That's a good question. I'm talking
about online now. Online.
Okay,
and, we
so
had a bunch
online,
of people.
No, but I'll get to that. I'm going to show that part. There is a newspaper app online under research. Well, there's some newspaper articles and things, but the actual Republic is not available.
Okay, that used to be. Next question. Yeah. Culture passes. They used to be able to, that was where you could get the free admission to various things around, and used to have to go in and get them. Are they available online now, or are they available at all?
No, here they're not available at all because they're for museums and stuff, and a lot of them are still closed. So they're not offering any things there. So
some are outside, like the zoo and stuff. I don't know. They're still available.
Yeah.
But now the library, the Thing Spot used to have a bunch of seminars that were live in the Thing Spot. Have any of those gone to be online so that we could participate in some of the seminars that the Thing Spot used to have 2 or 3 years ago at least? Are they available now?
No, unfortunately, the only thing that's online are the trainings for how to use the equipment that you can reserve. But we don't really have any, we haven't had any real seminars in a long time, frankly. We used to have a lot of education stuff, but they stopped all that. So that may start up again, but not right now.
Sorry to take up all the time. The last question, I guess, is critical. I used to get a monthly brochure, like on email from the library. Everything was going on, etc. And then they used to have the printed one, and I haven't seen the printed one since March. As far as knowing what's happening in the library on a monthly basis or even a weekly basis, the only thing I get now is something called Woolberry. I don't know if I pronounced that right or not. But how does the library communicate? If you want to be in the loop for the library, so we know what's going on, how do we do that? And that's my last question. And thank you very much.
On our website here. So now I'm on the website. And events, a calendar of events. If you just click on events, whatever is happening, there's really not a whole lot happening right now, to be quite frank. Most of whatever's happening online or in the building is in our calendar right here. As far as information about the hours and locations and stuff, up at the top, we're always changing that as the, as things change with the pandemic and with the whatever our services. So basically our website is really the only place to find stuff.
So you're not sending out a monthly notice from the library anymore, right?
Unfortunately,
Did I gather
no.
that?
Just that Wildberry thing. Yeah.
Okay,
It's
thank you.
all, whatever we have is on here. Okay. So that was Overdrive. Overdrive has a lot of cool things, and all you need to get in is your library card and PIN number to log on, and go to the help screen if you're not sure how to get into it, because that's important. But let me go through the rest of the things here. So RB Digital is, again, a service that was actually bought out by Overdrive, but it's still got certain things that they still keep the RB Digital for. And the two things that we pay for here are the Acorn TV and the Great Courses. So if you've ever heard of Great Courses, it's basically online classrooms. And it's got all kinds of different things that there's some cooking classes, there's art stuff, there's a lot of great courses. There's a bunch of, here's all the different investing, baking, pastries. But you can log in and use whatever's available here. If you try to get a subscription, you can pay for a subscription to Great Courses. You get a lot more, but it's $30, $40 a month. I'm not exactly sure how much it is depending upon but there's a lot of cool stuff here. So check out Great Courses. Acorn TV, if you don't know what that is, British television. Again, you can check out Acorn TV for a week at a time, and then you can watch any of the shows that are available on the Acorn TV for that whole week. So there's some cool stuff if you really like, BBC, British television stuff. They're always adding new things. So there's a lot of stuff there. Acorn TV, cool. I like it. Great Courses. That's pretty much it. The magazines really are not part of, see, it says right up at the top that they also used to have ebooks and audiobooks, but all of that has been integrated into the Overdrive. So Cloud Library is very similar to Overdrive. It's got ebooks and audiobooks. And it's just because it's a different service, you'll have to download an app to use that one. And I'm not sure if it's going to load or not. So seems to be having some issues here. But Cloud Library is another service, just like Overdrive. You log in with a card and PIN number and you can download ebooks. Sometimes you can find some things there that you won't find in Overdrive or vice versa. So if you're looking for a particular title, you might check both. But it has ebooks, it has audiobooks, and it doesn't seem to be working at the moment. Yep, doesn't like that. So there seems to be an issue with that one, so we won't. But there shouldn't be an issue when you get into it. All right, sorry, my screen is doing weird things. Okay. I'm trying to get out of some of these other things. Okay, so I don't know why, but Cloud Library is very similar to Overdrive. It's just a different company. They have their own app. So you would download the app and you can check out ebooks and audiobooks. And they also have a help screen. So it'll tell you what, I don't believe they have Kindle books. So if you need Kindle books, probably you're not going to want to use Cloud Library, but check it out and see what's available on there. Some of the same things as Overdrive, some different ones, but Freego is music. And you can download, you can stream. I believe it's 3 hours a day, 3 hours. Oh, actually it says streaming unlimited. Okay, so that's changed. You can download up to 5 songs a week and it resets itself every Sunday. So you would log in with your library card and PIN number, and when you download those songs, then they're yours to keep. They're MP3 files, and you can download them and add them to a player, your phone. You can do whatever and listen to them however you like. So they have a lot of good stuff here. Not necessarily brand new, but it just depends on the artist and how much they charge for the use of their music. But there is actually a lot of good stuff on here. They have albums, they have old stuff, new stuff, playlists, and again, you can stream whatever's on here. So if you want to do a playlist, you can click stream and just have it going. If you just want to have music while you're playing on the computer or doing something else instead of a radio, you can stream stuff. So this is very nice service if you like music. The last two, the Tumble Book Cloud and the Tumble Books, are kids' books. The Tumble Book Cloud is for like school age kids, and there's a lot of ebooks. And there's nonfiction stuff for school, for classrooms. And again, they're all pretty much the same. You log in with your library card and PIN number, and then you can check them out. In these cases, they're really, you can read them online. For the kids stuff, they really don't have limits. So you can check out as many as you want and read them. They don't expire. But I think you can only, this one only says read online. So, the book will just pop up. So it's nice if you have kids or grandkids. The last one on there, which is Tumble Books, which is the same company, but this one is for little kids, and it's actually got tons of picture books, which you can read a lot. See, some of them have read along. Some of them, will read to you. They have audio, so a lot of different ones. This one is not really, this is a chapter book. But they will have storybooks. So if you want to read it, it has pictures. And you would go, so actually this one is an audiobook. So I see so you have to read the screen and it'll tell you what they are. And they have some graphic novels. So there's just a lot of things for the younger kids in here. So you can read things online. These are all online.
Thanks, Shari. Just to let you know, we have about 5 minutes left
Okay.
before 10 o'clock. If you, or 11, if you would like to maybe open it up for any questions or what, or
Okay.
did you have something specifically you wanted to show us in the last 5 minutes?
No, just so there's a lot of other resources that I was going to besides the downloadables, that's all of our downloadable services. So those are all you can use. But check out the research tools because there's really a lot of stuff here. We have some business resources like Morningstar. There's Medline, there's Mitchell. So if you're actually, there's Chilton's if you're a car repair person. But there's a whole bunch of different things here that, again, all you need is your library card and your PIN number. And you can get onto any of these things and get your information at home. There's some magazine databases that have like research articles. There's some newspaper. There's some travel stuff. There's Rocket Languages, which you can learn to speak a different language. They do.
Shari, can I interrupt you? Can you show us the 3D printer item before you go?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so the 3D printer, let me see what, all right, I'm gonna stop sharing here and I'm going to, okay, so can you all see that? Well, that's the done product. And I've got my little spatula tool here. And basically, I'm going to get it, there we go.
You don't put cooking oil down before?
So what?
You don't put any lubrication or cooking oil down before?
No.
Bam.
No, well, I put the glue stick, but that's because you want the plastic to stick to that base. Otherwise, if it moves while it's making it, it'll come out.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay.
And you want it to be solid. So, okay,
okay.
so let me go back now that I did this to the other camera. So this is what it came out. It's a bookmark. And I had one that I already made here. You can see the little hand sticking out of the
That's
bookmark.
cute.
But I found this design online. There's a website called Thingiverse if you're interested, and all it is a bunch of free designs that people make and post online for anybody to use. And I picked this one because it was less than 10 minutes to design or to actually print on the machine.
What site did you go to?
It's called Thingiverse, Thing, I think IVERSE, Thingiverse.
Thank you.
And all it is, it's got a bunch of free files that you can, sometimes you can manipulate them and change them up, and sometimes, and then, you know, if you find something you want to print, of course, not now, unfortunately, but sometime in the future when the library is open, you know, you download the file and then you bring it in here and you can print it. And we charge 5 cents a gram for printing. So this is probably only a couple of grams at the most. It's very lightweight. So it may be 20 or 30 cents if at the most. I don't even know. I didn't check.
So I have a question. On an STL file, how do you convert it so you can see it?
So you would have to, it depends on what you would do is put it into the software for whatever the maker, or since we have the Ultimakers here now, the software is called Cura, C-U-R-A. And it's free to download onto a computer. And you put it into, you open it up in that software, and then you tell it to, I think it's called Slice, but that converts it to a file that the Ultimaker can actually use. So when you open it up, and it'll actually tell you though, when you open it up in that Cura software, it'll tell you like how big it is, how long it'll take to print. And so you can kind of get an idea, you know, how much it'll cost if it's 5 cents a gram by how much it says it's going to weigh when it's done. So
Thank you. Great job. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Shari. I want to, on behalf of the, I think we'll probably close it now.
Okay.
On behalf of Silvercom Computer and Technology Club, I'd like to thank you very much for a great presentation.
well, thank you.
We hope to
I always have fun doing these.
yes, and we hope to have you back next year.
All
you know,
right.
in person. We'll have a little something for you when you come to our club.
Okay. Well, please, will you send me a copy of the presentation?
I
Or-
will indeed. I will.
Thank you.
We record this and we put it online, and I'll send you a copy for sure. Absolutely.
Okay.
It's $50, you know, for you, for Mesa Library.
Yeah, you can use it. And then of course, Dewey, do you have any final comments or any final words that you want to mention?
Nothing except to compliment Shari on a very good presentation.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, well, it's now 10:02. I'm going to close the meeting now. We will see you in another couple of weeks, and we'll the next meeting will of course be on security with Bob Gostisha. And if you haven't and you aren't always coming on Monday, please watch Tech for Senior. It's on Mondays, every Monday. We have a great crew, and Dewey is part of that crew. So thanks so much for coming, and we will be seeing you shortly.
Bye all.
Bye now.
Thank you. Bye.